What are the birds doing, Saksham?
Action.
You eat.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode.
हो गया action. Oh wait, wait. Cheers.
Do you want to start with the experiment now? The one that you've been talking about?
Let's do it.
You have to tell me, how do you want to start with the experiment?
Okay. On to the experiment. I want you to think of 3 things. We'll start with one, don't worry. Tell me, let's say the first thing that comes to your mind, which is like a typical parrot statement by a lot of these workaholics or professionals. You know, like the kind of stuff like fake it till you make it or network your way on the top kind of thing. That kind of stuff. What are some of those statements that you think are complete bullshit?
Not gonna lie, some of these statements I actually believe in. Like, I don't know, fake it till you make it sounds good.
Sounds
because
good.
I
Okay.
feel like you have to fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
But when it comes to other things like sleep is for the weak, I do not agree with that because I would rather sleep. Hustle never stops. Hustle must stop. Hustle needs to stop.
Okay.
Can she stop?
Okay.
Don't like it. Don't know her. I mean, I like hustle, but not all the time.
Okay.
Then we're all a family. What? We're not a family. This is not a family.
Yeah.
And if it is, I'm not.
You don't want.
I don't subscribe to that. I don't want to subscribe to that.
Okay.
There are relationships. There can be happy relationships, but nothing can be like a family. Like I will die for you. Like I'll take a bullet
Yeah.
for you. I'm not gonna take a bullet for a presentation.
Yeah. You know, I can actually imagine you putting out a LinkedIn post dissing the third POV that you heard from people. But here's what I want to know. See, that was not even hard. Like it literally just took like one trigger and it like just all blurted out. But tell me, what would you tell instead? Like what would be your alternative statements to the 3 things that you told me?
I feel like when you're talking about the hustle never stops, your life is a little more than just hustling. If you're not able to take the time to just look around you and take a breather, what are you hustling for?
Yeah.
You hustle till the end, and to what ends? Right? So sometimes you need to just relax.
Yeah.
And the hustle will mean nothing eventually if you're not relaxing, if you don't know what it's like. So
True.
screw that. I do not like that. But I feel like we all should work really hard, but we all should work hard to an end. Like
Yeah.
there is something at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
And sleep is for the weak. I do not think that you should stay up all night, pulling all-nighters, working hard all the time. And like when people come and tell me that they've slept for 2 hours last night and they're still functioning, I'm like, why?
Guilty, but okay.
No, why are you working like that?
Yeah, I get it.
You are in a sleep debt. Okay, Astha. You have slept 2 hours last night. You have come and you are putting in 100% of your effort, but your body is crying. If you don't respect your body enough, you will not be able to do this 5 or 10 years down the line. And it's like an investment that you have to make to your body and your physical health, so that your mental health can be good, so that your physical health can be sustainable. You can't just not sleep. It doesn't make sense.
I get it. I'm not gonna debate that, even though I do survive on 2 or 3 hours of sleep on some days, but I don't look at it, or I would never give this advice to someone that, you know, like sleep is for the weak. I think for me, I will balance it out the way
Yeah.
I'd like. Like, I would still love to have 2 hours of sleep and function the next day. It just gives me a kick that nothing else does. But if my body, like on the flip side of it, if my body needs to sleep on a Wednesday,
Yeah.
I will take that. I mean, I know not all corporate people can do that, but I think sleeping on a Wednesday afternoon is the liberty I have earned for myself by doing what I do. So I think that's okay. But I get your point in terms of like how people are just generalizing this piece of advice and like throwing it around like confetti कि यही होता है मतलब this is the way to life
Yeah.
is super wrong.
Stupid, yeah. No, as long as you're not promoting something like this, and as long as you have the luxury to get in that sleep at some point in the week at any time, that's good. But yeah, not a lot of people can do that. So that is what I think when it comes to like this nonsense advice. And yeah, when it comes to like we are a family, we're not a family.
Okay.
Let's just stick to that. We are here to work. We're here to put in some hours. We're all working towards an ultimate goal. We will achieve that. And then we will go back home to our families.
Fair.
And then there's that work wife nonsense. Oh my god, what is happening? What is happening in the world? Have people collectively lost their minds?
Ouch.
What is a work wife?
But no, that's the thing. I was just thinking of that. The way you just put it, it makes a lot of sense because that's quite literally what people are doing. It's like 5 people tend to believe that this advice is the best advice, and then the remaining just follow along.
Yeah.
And that is why at the end of the day, there are people like you or me in different ways for different POVs probably who are sitting and thinking, has the world collectively lost its mind? Because it's not something we resonate with. But I don't think I'll be wrong if I say that there are at least like probably 100 other people who believe in this, who also diss the whole we are family thing, or who also diss the whole sleep is for the weak concept, but are still picking up a mic and talking about it on LinkedIn, well, just because the platform wants it.
Then I think it's the platform's fault.
I don't think it's the platform's fault. I think platform is a medium for people to bring it out.
Yeah.
But it's the people's fault because they are being weak by not putting their POV out.
Okay, I mean, I get it. Okay, this is my POV. Now, given that we're in different spaces
Yeah.
and different niches or different industries altogether, as a business owner, what is the advice that you think is absolute
Bullshit?
garbage? Bullshit.
Quite a few, but I think I'll start with. I think for me, it would be the biggest bullshitting advice is focus on one thing and become the best at it.
Yeah.
Do you agree, or what's your take on that?
I think I've always been a jack of all trades, master of none. But yeah, I do envy people who are excelling in one thing also. But I understand like you will be shitty at everything else. So when it's your game, when it's your home ground, you'll be excelling. But when it's literally anything else, you're like fish out of the water.
Yeah, it's not, because I think so. I agree with it. You should still be an expert at maybe like one thing out of all more than the others.
Yeah.
That kind of concept I understand, but that's where the difference lies, right? There's a difference between having focus versus having a tunnel vision.
Yeah.
Because a tunnel vision just sort of narrows your horizon so much, you just don't give a fuck about anything else. But what if your strength is actually connecting all the different things together? What if that's what you're best at? Like, for example, I don't think I would have put myself into this shoes of a founder or a CEO if I just focused on one thing, because
Yeah.
bloody I gotta run all departments, man. I can't do that by just focusing on one department.
thing.
I can sure split it up with my co-founder, but that's still focusing on a lot many other things. I don't think you can just be focused towards one thing and run your life on it.
Yeah.
Like everything depends on it.
Okay.
Yes.
That was the first advice that you don't like.
Yeah.
So what else? What else is there?
See, to be honest, if I sit with it, I think because I like to be the natural rebel. I don't like a lot of other advice. So I think one advice that I just don't like or follow is what we are sticking with for the episode as well, which is just find your niche and then follow that lane kind of thing. Because the way I like to build it off for my clients is more like I don't want them to fit into a lane and then take that path. I want to find a natural lane for them, because why this find the lane kind of thing just sort of really hits me in a bad way, or why it drives me crazy, is because one, it's so presumptuous of the fact that this is what people are like. This, it's just like there are 10 boxes and you have to fit into like box number 1 or box number 5 or box
Yeah.
number 6. Why is that? What if I am someone who is multidimensional by default?
Yeah.
Like, what if I'm wired that way? What if the exact thing that I was speaking previously also, how is it fair for me to be in that one space where I feel like, you know what, I can be a bloody good co-founder or I can be a bloody good CEO and run a personal brand, and at the same time I can be that person who, I don't know, can take like really good art classes for fun. Like, just
Yeah, everyone has
Yeah.
things that they are good at. Fitting into boxes is where we start lacking.
exactly. So I hate that advice, and which is why I'm like, you know what? It's better that I build it off from a belief system, because then I can fit my belief system into anything. Whatever niche I want to be a part of, my belief system comes with me.
Yeah.
And that is what sort of defines me naturally. So I can be in my own element, and that is why I hate it when people say just find your niche and stick with it. Yeah.
So is that why we are doing more of a point of view or POV episode instead of a niche driven approach?